Hello and welcome to On the Mat with Lydia. That's me, and whatever has brought you to your yoga practice today, you are very welcome here. Today's class is a Vinyasa flow to Malasana, or our yogi squat. So this practice today is going to be a flow leading up to one specific peak pose, which today is our Malasana, or our squat. So we're going to be getting a lot into the hips. Hopefully this practice is just going to feel really good in your body. And whenever you're ready to go, let's get on the mat. Let's begin our practice today lying on our backs. So when you're ready, make your way all the way down onto your mat. And take a moment here to plant down through the soles of your feet. Lengthening your tailbone towards your heels, relaxing your back body into the mat. And if it feels safe and comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. Otherwise, keeping the eyes open, finding a soft gaze towards the ceiling above you. Giving yourself these first few minutes as you arrive on your mat to really tune in to your breath. Noticing this natural rhythm of your inhales and exhales. And as you follow your breath, noticing the movement, the rise and fall through your body. Feeling any sensations in your body, any tightness, tension. Any spaces that feel open and light. Notice where you feel strong, where you feel stiff. And noticing any thoughts or emotions that might be popping up for you in this moment. Acknowledging whatever may arise. And noticing just how you're feeling as you arrive on your mat. Knowing that you are here. You can come as you are. And that at the end of this practice, you might notice that some things have shifted or changed. So as we prepare for this nice full-length flow we have together today, let's take just a few more rounds of breath in stillness here. Enjoying this simple act of just breathing in and out. All together, let's take one more breath in here. Open your mouth side out. And moving slowly, begin to draw your right knee in towards your chest. As you hug your right leg in, perhaps rolling through the right ankle. Getting out any snap, crackle, pops that might be here today. Now that left leg can stay as it is, foot planted, knee bent. Or if it feels okay for you, you might like to lengthen that left leg out along your mat, getting a little extra stretch for that left hip flexor. Now using your hands to help you, let's start to make some circles through that right hip. So moving the right leg around nice and gently here. You can imagine that you're drawing circles in the air above you. Just getting a little bit of movement here into the hips as we get started today. And please switch directions with those circles if you haven't already. Checking out how things are feeling over in this right hip. Beautiful. Slowly bring that right leg back to stillness, hug it back in towards your chest. And let's switch sides, drawing your left knee in, planting that right foot or reaching the right leg long. Let's roll through that left ankle here. Get a little movement, a little awareness down all the way into the foot. Awesome. And then using your hands for support, we'll start to make some circles through that left hip. So these circles can be as big or as small as you need them to be here. Again, we're just investigating how things are feeling. And you can switch directions with those circles if you haven't already. Noticing if there's any sounds, any pops in the hip today. Maybe things are feeling good, feeling ready to go. Checking in without any judgment, without any expectations. And hugging that left knee back in towards your chest. Let's draw that right knee in to meet the left, so both legs hugging in. Opening your knees nice and wide apart. Please bring your hands to the backs of your thighs. As you gently pull down with your hands, begin to kick the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling, creating this almost like squat shape on your back here, finding your happy baby pose. So for today, you can stay with your hands on your thighs. If you'd like, you might reach up for your ankles or maybe peace fingers grab your big toes. Same stretch, just slightly different variations with the arms. Breathing here as you feel the stretch into your hips. Noticing as well this action of the knees going towards your armpits, hugging those thighs towards the ribs. Let's take another full breath in here and complete breath out. Beautiful. Slowly bring the legs back together, collecting the knees in front of the chest. Hands coming to the backs of your thighs now. Take an inhale, curl your head and shoulders off the mat. As you exhale, start to rock and roll forward and back. Maybe a couple times, getting a little massage for the spine. Until eventually you come all the way up to seated. Very well done. Let's come onto hands and knees. Find our tabletop position. So as you plant down through the palms, anchor down through the tops of the feet, find your nice long spine here, reaching from head to tail. And with your next inhale, draw your shoulder blades together, lift your heart, lift your chin. As you exhale, start to round your spine, tucking your chin towards your chest. Flowing with your breath, inhale, open up into your cow pose. And exhale, round into your cat. Let's keep this going. Inhale, opening the chest. And exhale, stretching through the back. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last time here, waking up the spine as you inhale into your cow. And exhale into your cat. Inhale, coming back to your nice long spine here. Tucking your toes behind you now in this tabletop position. Push through the hands, push through the feet. Take an inhale, lift your knees to hover off the mat. You got this. Keep pushing up and away, lifting navel to spine. Taking another breath in here, feel the strength of your body. As you exhale, push the hips up and back and make your way to downward facing dog. Awesome job. Start to pedal out your heels here, bending one knee then the other. Feeling that stretch through the backs of the legs as you lift your hips high and lengthen your spine. Let's take another breath in here to bend both knees deeply. As you exhale, take a walk towards the top of your mat, feet coming up to meet your hands. Folding forward here over the legs. letting your knees stay bent quite a lot, at least for now. And maybe taking a gentle sway side to side. If that feels nice, you can grab opposite elbows. Feeling into the entire back body here as we continue to wake things up as we get into this flow. Now with your next inhale, lengthening your spine, find your halfway lift. As you exhale, bend your knees and fold forward. With an inhale, rise all the way to standing. Take your time as you rise. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Beautiful. Rooting down through the soles of your feet, standing nice and tall in your mountain pose. Let's inhale, sweep both arms to the sky. As you exhale, grab your right wrist, reach up and over into a side stretch. Stay rooted down through the hips, through the feet, as you lift and lengthen through the ribs. Let's stay for another inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, lift you back up through center, switching sides. Grab that left wrist. As you exhale, reach up and over. Staying heavy down through the legs, lifting up through the heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling back up through center, reach your arms to the sky. As you exhale, fold forward, come on down. Inhale, lengthen into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, bringing your palms to the mat. Step your right foot back and then your left to find your plank position. Shoulders stacking over wrists, knees lifted or lowered. That's up to you. Let's take an inhale here, pushing up and away. As you exhale, reach your chest forward as you lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, lift your chest, baby cobra. As you exhale, forehead meets the mat. Inhale, pressing up through hands and knees, tuck your toes. Exhale, send your hips back, find your downward facing dog. Let's hold for a breath in here. And breath out. Inhaling to bend your knees, maybe look forward to your thumbs. As you exhale, take a couple big steps towards the top of your mat. Find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly rise, coming all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Let's keep it flowing. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, palms to the mat, let the knees bend. Stepping left foot back, then right to find your plank. Knees lowered or lifted as you inhale here. Exhale, hug the elbows in, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, lifting your chest for cobra, maybe upward facing dog. Exhale, send your hips back and up into downward facing dog. Pause here for a full breath in. Complete breath out. Inhaling to bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or maybe lightly hop your feet up to meet your hands. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise, reaching for the sky. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Once more, let's take a big breath in to sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, step it back to your plank. Find the knees lowered or lifted. That's up to you as you take another inhale here. Exhale, lower halfway down to your chaturanga. Inhale for your back bend of choice. Lift the chest. Exhale, send your hips up and back. Find downward facing dog. Inhale right here. And exhale. Now with your next inhale, sweep your right leg back behind you, three-legged dog. As you exhale, draw your knee towards your nose, shifting forward. You got it. Inhale, sweep it back again to your three-legged dog. Exhale, forward knee to nose. Just one more. Inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, knee to nose. This time, stepping that right foot in between your hands. Lovely. Let's keep that back knee lifted. We're setting up for a high crescent lunge here. Rooting through your feet. Start to walk your hands up that right thigh. Now take a moment here before we do anything else to really settle into the hips. So both hips pointing forward. Maybe the back knee is bent to make this a little bit more comfy for your low back. Then once you feel set up, once you feel supported, arms can reach up to the sky. Taking a big breath in here. As you exhale, spread your arms wide, turn your chest to the right, opening into a twist. Navel hugs in as you stay tall through your spine. Taking another inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, coming back through center in your lunge. As you exhale, open up into your warrior two, dropping your back heel down, opening the hips. Now, first few breaths here, yours to readjust, kind of wiggle around as needed to set yourself up into your warrior two. Rooting down through those feet, finding that heel to arch alignment. Taking an inhale here. And exhale. Now as you inhale, start to straighten your front leg, reach your arms up, maybe look up. As you exhale, rebend that front knee, arms to a T. Let's flow with it. Inhale, straighten, reach up. Exhale, get low into that warrior two. Just one more. Inhale, reach up, find length. Exhale, warrior two. Now inhale, sweep it back, reverse warrior, reaching through that right arm. Exhale, hands come all the way down to the mat. Let's step it back into downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. And breath out. Next, inhale sends that left leg back behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, shift forward, knee to nose, lift the navel. Then inhale, sweep it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, forward, knee to nose. One more, inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, knee to nose, this time stepping your left foot in between your hands. Back knee stays lifted as we set up for our high crescent lunge. Rooting down through the feet and then climbing hands up to the top of that left thigh, lift the chest. Now again, take your time to set up, squaring off the hips and shoulders, bending the back knee a little or a lot if that feels good today. Feel that stretch through the top of the right thigh as you sink the hips. And when you're ready, start to rise your arms. Lifting up tall through the crown of your head. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, open your arms and twist towards that left knee. Spreading the arms wide, feel that lift of the chest, spreading the collarbones. Let's stay for another full breath in. Complete breath out. Then inhale back up through center. Exhale, open all the way up into your warrior two, dropping your back heel down, opening up nice and wide. Nice. Readjust, wiggle around as needed to find your strong warrior two. Bending into that front knee, pushing through the outer edge of your back foot. Let's breathe in here and let it out. With your next inhale, sweeping the arms up, straightening the front knee. Exhale, get low into your warrior two. With your breath, inhale, reach up, find length. Exhale, warrior two. One more inhale here. And exhale. You got it. This time, inhale back into your reverse warrior. Exhale, hands come all the way to the mat. Let's step it back to our downward facing dog. This time you have the option to hold here in your down dog, or take an inhale, shift forward to your plank. As you exhale, lower down chaturanga. Follow your breath, inhale into your back bend, and exhale back into your downward facing dog. You got it all together. Let's take a breath in and breath out. All right, let's keep moving. When you're ready, take an inhale, sweep your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, shift forward, right knee to right elbow this time. Nice. Inhale, sweep it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee wide to the right elbow. One more time. Inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. This time, stepping your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Nice. For now, let's keep that back knee lifted, reaching back through that left heel. Rooting through your left palm. Take an inhale, sweep your right arm open. Find a twist. Hugging your shoulder blades together on your back. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, slowly unwind, bringing right hand down again to the inside of the right foot. Now lengthening your left heel back, gently lower that left knee all the way down to the mat. Setting up for our lizard lunge stretch here. So you have the option to stay lifted up on your palms if that feels good for today. If you want to go a little deeper into the stretch, you can come on down to a prop, like maybe a block or a pillow, or you might be able to bring your forearms all the way down to the mat without any pain or strain in the body. So you choose your own adventure here. Wherever you want to go with the arms is up to you. In the meantime, we're going to feel into the legs here, a stretch for the top of the left thigh and that right hip. Now, if you're getting any complaints from your hip, from your knee, any pinching, pulling, anything like that, then you can turn your right toes out to a slight diagonal, just opening up a little bit more space to get into that stretch. So with all that being said, let's sink into this stretch for about 5 more rounds of breath. Bit of a longer hold here today. Really sending your breath down into the hips, into the bowl of the pelvis. Just opening up a little bit more space there. Beautiful. We have one more inhale here. And exhale. As you inhale, start to lift back up onto your palms if you're not already there. Tucking your back toes, lift your back knee once again. And let's step the right foot back, lift the hips, finding downward facing dog. You got it. Take a breath in and breath out. With your next inhale, sweeping your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow as you shift forward. Again, inhale, sweeping back. Exhale, left knee wide to the left elbow. One more time, inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, this time stepping your foot wide to the outer edge of that left hand. Nice, back knee stays lifted for now. Rooting through your right hand, take an inhale to sweep your left arm open and find your twist. Staying strong through the lower body here, pushing through the feet, hugging through the hips. Let's take another inhale. As you exhale, unwind left hand inside the left foot. Lengthening your right heel back, and then dropping that right knee down to the mat, feeling that stretch for the top of the right thigh and into the left hip. Now, as we release into our lizard lunge here, you have the same three options for the hands. Up on the palms, down kind of halfway onto a prop, or all the way down coming to the forearms. Wherever you choose to be, no forcing the body, right? We don't have to go deep into the pose to really feel the benefits of the stretch. And remember, you can always turn those left toes out if you're feeling any pinching around the hip or the knee. Let's settle in here. About 5 more rounds of breath. Really getting this nice balance today between strength around the hips as well as stretch to create some space. We need both that stability and mobility to really get us into that Malasana, that yogi squat. Let's enjoy another inhale here. And exhale. As you inhale, slowly lifting back towards the palms if you're not already there. And please tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Now this time we're going to walk our hands towards that long edge of the mat, turning all 10 toes as you go. Landing in this wide-legged stance, folding down between the legs. So finding that your feet are wide enough apart that you really feel that stretch for the hips, the inner thighs, but also not so wide that you're kind of falling over here, right? So we're staying nice and stable, nice and supported, rooting through the outer edges of the feet. And then feeling that sweet release through the hips as the upper body just relaxes down towards the mat. Hands can hold on to the mat, onto blocks. Maybe you like to reach for your ankles or your big toes. Finding whatever feels most supportive for you as we stay for about 3 more rounds of breath. This is a really sweet stretch for the hips and the hamstrings here. Really just feels good for the body. So let's stay for another inhale here. And exhale. Now walking your hands underneath your nose if they're not already there. Take an inhale, find a halfway lift, lengthening your spine. From here, bend into your knees, turn your toes out, turn your heels in. Then bending into your right knee, start to shift some weight over as you lengthen through that left leg. Feeling still that stretch in the inner thigh as we come into our side lunge. Let's take an inhale right here. Use your exhale to switch, coming through center, keeping the hips low, bending that left knee, straightening the right leg. Again, inhale here. Exhale to switch. Moving side to side with your breath. Inhale to hold and exhale to move. Now it's okay if the heel is lifted here. It's okay if maybe the hips are a little bit higher for today. We're really just looking to feel that stretch and that side to side movement. Again, both the strength and the stretch coming into the hips here. Beautiful. Beautifully done. Let's take another full round here, side to side. So one more time to each side. Landing back in center as you take an inhale, turn the toes forward once again. Exhale, bow down between the legs for that sweet forward fold. Notice how you feel. Take a breath in and breath out. Now as you inhale again, find that halfway lift. With your exhale, walk your hands towards the top of your mat, turning all 10 toes forward into a lunge. With your exhale, step it back to your downward facing dog. Stay right here or take an inhale, shift forward to your plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, finding your cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, sending the hips back into downward facing dog. Meeting here, let's take a breath in and breath out. All right, now we get to move towards our Malasana. So start to step your feet a little wider apart in your downward facing dog. Let your knees bend, look forward towards your thumbs. Now we're going to think about aiming the feet to the outer edges of the hands, just like we did when we stepped up into our lizard lunge. So you have the choice to either walk the feet forward or we're going to hop. So bending the knees, hips are high, looking towards those hands. Again, aiming feet for the pinky fingers. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, step or hop, the feet nice and wide. Beautiful. Now we already have the feet nice and wide apart. We're going to turn those toes out, turn the heels in, and let the hips start to drop down between the heels. Now you choose how low you want to go. Maybe today the hips are going to stay rather lifted, maybe elbows hanging out on the thighs. Maybe you're holding onto blocks or even placing a block underneath your seat. There's no right or wrong way to do this here. We're simply looking for this opening through the hips, this grounding down through the tailbone. Now you might notice as well that your heels want to stay lifted here. That's a-okay too. You have the option, if you want the support, to roll up your yoga mat a couple of times, and then you can place your heels onto that roll. Again, giving you just a little extra support, a little bit more comfort in this shape. So here we are in our Malasana. Toes turned out, knees in line with the toes. So everything is open. And then notice if your chest is trying to curl forward, can you try and pull your heart up? Get that lightness, that lift up through the rib cage. Often it can feel helpful to put your arms on the inside of your legs, pressing arms into legs, legs into arms. You might also like to reach the fingertips down. Again, just kind of giving you this leverage to lift the chest. Nice. Now, as we hold for longer, you are going to start to feel this in the shins and the tops of the ankles. That's totally normal. If at any point it starts to get painful, that's your cue to come out of the pose. Now, we're not going to be here much longer, just another few rounds of breath. If you'd like, you can bring a little bit of movement into this if that feels good. Maybe a little wiggle side to side. You might even want to play around with adding a little twist, reaching one arm to the sky, and then switching sides. Really just exploring this shape in your body wherever you want to go with it in this moment. And let's take another inhale here in our squat. As you exhale, use your hands to help you lower down onto your booty. Well done. Take a moment to stretch your legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Maybe point and flex the feet, windshield wiper side to side. Really releasing through the shins especially. Well done. Let's keep that right leg extended long. Start to bend that left knee, draw it in towards your chest. Step that left foot to the outer edge of your right thigh, and let's sit up nice and tall. Now you choose here. You can stay with that right leg extended, or maybe after that Malasana, the hips are feeling pretty good. You might want to bend that right knee and draw your heel in towards your left glute. Choose your own adventure here, and as you arrive, take an inhale to sit tall. Use your exhale to turn into a twist, facing that left knee. So left fingertips stretch back behind you, right arm just hugging that left knee. Feeling that really sweet release through the spine. So hopefully after that Malasana, you could feel that opening of the hips, that really grounding down through the root of the body, but that lifting up through the spine. It's a lot of effort for the body, even though it seems like a simple pose, and it feels really good as you start to do it more in your body. There's still a lot that it's requiring from your hips, from your core. So this is our time to release that effort, to give the spine a little love, to stretch a little bit more into the outer hips, because we did a lot of opening for the inner edge of the hips there. So balancing everything out as we kind of cool things down. Nice, let's take another inhale here in our twist. As you exhale, slowly unwind, come back through center. Now that left foot is going to continue walking towards the right side of your mat until your knees just about stack over one another. And you can do this with that right knee bent or with the right leg straight. So setting up for our Gomukhasana cow facing pose here. Rooting the hips down, starting to feel that stretch in the outer left thigh. You have the option to stay right here, seated upright, feeling that stretch. Or maybe you'd like to take an inhale here, using your exhale to fold forward, bowing over the legs. Resting your hands wherever it feels natural to do so. And perhaps dropping your chin towards your chest, just feeling that length through the neck. Let's stay for about 3 more rounds of breath here. All together, let's take one more inhale and exhale. As you inhale, slowly rise back up to seated. Beautiful. Unwind your legs, stretch them both out long. Give them a little shake to release. Wonderful. When you're ready, we're going to try all that on the other side. So left leg stays long as your right knee bends, crossing your right foot to the outer edge of your left thigh. Now as you sit up tall, maybe that left leg wants to stay straight. Maybe you draw your left heel in towards your booty. Wherever you are, take an inhale here. As you exhale, turn into your twist. towards that right knee. Hips rooting down, staying square as you twist through the upper back here. Feel that movement through the rib cage. So as I mentioned before, this flow is all about creating balance in the body. So for all you kind of yoga nerds out there, we spent a lot of the first part of this practice warming up, waking up the hips, getting ready for that Malasana. Then of course we did our Malasana, we got to enjoy that pose. And now we want to kind of counterbalance everything we did so that the body stays nice and happy and healthy. And even if you don't really care about the method to the madness, this practice just feels really good for the hips. So let's enjoy our twist here for another inhale. As you exhale, gently unwind, coming back through center. Starting to walk that right foot wider towards the left side of your mat as the thighs begin to stack. Again, this can be done with that bottom leg bent or straight. Rooting your hips down into the mat, starting to feel that sensation in the outer right hip. So maybe for today you stay right here, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe you'd like to take an inhale here and use your exhale to fold forward any amount over your legs. Noticing that this side, this hip might feel slightly different than the other side. So you may or may not choose to fold, and maybe you just don't go quite as deep, or maybe you go a little bit deeper. It's all about exploring where your body wants to go. What's going to feel best for you? And we have 3 more rounds of breath here on this side. All together, let's take another inhale here and let it out. Inhaling to lift back up to your nice tall seat. Gently unwinding your legs, stretching them both out long, giving them another last little shake, little wiggle. Awesome. Then scooting yourself to that midpoint of your mat. Start to lower yourself all the way down onto your back. As you arrive, it might feel nice to hug the knees towards the chest. Maybe you'd like to stretch out long, really feeling into whatever is going to feel best in your body in this moment. And eventually we're all going to meet with both feet planted onto the floor. Lengthening through the tailbone, relaxing through the back body. As you feel ready, start to hug that right knee in towards your chest. Stretch your left leg out long on your mat. Familiar shape here. Notice if it's feeling any different than it did at the start of our practice. I'm definitely feeling it in my hips for sure. And let's take an inhale here. As you exhale, take a twist, drawing your right knee over your body towards the left side of your mat. Right shoulder grounding down as you open the chest. Twist through the spine. Taking a big breath in. And slow breath out. 3 more rounds of breath here. Allowing your body to soften, to relax more and more with each breath. And we have one final inhale here. Exhale completely. With your inhale, slowly roll back onto your back, coming back through center. And let's switch sides. Left knee coming in, right leg stretching long. Inhaling here to prepare for your twist. And as you exhale, bring that left knee up and over your body. Rooting down through the left shoulder, stacking your hips. And feeling that sweet release through your spine. Breathing in through your nose. Breathing out through your nose or mouth. And perhaps closing your eyes as we settle in here for the next 3 rounds of breath. Now with your next natural inhale, slowly roll back to center, back onto your back. Releasing that left leg long to meet your right. Releasing your arms down by your sides. Relaxing into your final resting pose for today. So maybe you stay here in our traditional corpse pose, arms and legs outstretched. Maybe you'd prefer to take a slightly different variation in the arms and legs. Wherever you need to be to feel really comfortable, really supported, please find that now. And allow yourself to settle into stillness for these next few minutes as you enjoy this sweet Shavasana. Begin to bring your awareness back onto your mat, back into your physical space. Feeling the parts of your body that are supported by the earth. Feeling the temperature of the air around you. Slowly reawakening into this space. And when you're ready, inviting gentle movement back into your body. Moving and stretching in any way that feels good as you reawaken. Eventually drawing your knees towards your chest and gently rolling onto either side of your body. Taking a few breaths here, taking your time through these transitions. And as you feel ready, pressing yourself up to seated. Finding yourself once again in a comfortable seat on your mat. And as you find your comfortable seat, keeping your body relaxed, your eyes closed or gaze soft. If it feels right for you, bringing your hands together in front of your heart. And taking a moment to really find some gratitude for this time on your mat today. Thanking yourself for showing up, for taking this time for you. Thanking your yoga for whatever it has had to offer you today. And I thank you so much for meeting me on the mat. Namaste.